You want this video? I want the algorithm. Double the views. Well, I'll just go ahead and say it. That was either the greatest thing I've ever uploaded on my channel, or quite possibly the worst. Or I'd go as far to say it's probably both. But sorry guys, I needed to do that to summon Tobey Maguire to this movie because tonight at 7:00 p.m. on the big screen, in IMAX of course, I will be seeing Spider-Man No Way Home. I am probably more excited for this movie than Endgame and Infinity War. Probably not as hyped, like externally as hyped, just because I made my mistake last time of going into these movies with such high expectations for things that were never going to happen, and I don't want to make that mistake here with Spider-Man No Way Home. I just want to enjoy the movie for what it is, and I'm extremely grateful I have avoided pretty much all leaks, rumors, spoilers, and stuff other than one thing, and I'll go ahead and say what that thing is now. That way, if I end up doing a theater reaction, you guys don't, maybe not, I might not react the way you might because I already know what's going to happen, and because this is a spoiler review, I will just go ahead and say it. It's a spoiler warning if you didn't catch that this is a spoiler review. I do know that the post-credit scene, not the mid-credits because there is two, the post-credit scene has something to do with setting up Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I don't know what that is, if it's a scene, if it's a trailer like they did with Avengers back in the day. I mean, it sucks knowing that, but I'd rather that be spoiled than the other mid-credit scene, which could be, I honestly have no idea. So I'm really nervous for this movie. I'm going to see it in just a few hours of me recording this, and I'm paranoid as hell for spoilers, so I'm trying my best. I've been doing good so far, but I'm afraid someone walking out of the theater and going like, oh my god, I can't believe this happened. I'm like, oh my god, you just spoiled it for me. Why? Anyways, I'm going to start the vlog portion of this video now, and I'll see you web slingers out there. Here we go. I will never get tired of this feeling.
Lawyer.
Miss Jones Watson?
Jones, I don't go by Watson.
Oh, Miss Jones, why do you want a lawyer?
If I have nothing to hide.
Exactly. Unless...
I'm actually guilty of something. I'm very aware of your tactics and my rights.
Just answer my questions. I've seen your file. You're a smart young woman with a bright future ahead of her.
Whoa.
What's up?
I knew way before MJ did. I was Spider-Man's guy in the chair.
Oh, I know about those. Dude, half my guys are guys in the chair.
Well, exactly. You would know. I literally helped him find the vulture.
I didn't know that.
And I helped him hack a suit once.
Oh, God.
Kind of helped him get to space.
So, in Spider-Man's illegal vigilantism, you were his main accomplice.
I would like to have my words stricken from the record.
All due respect and...
What is happening?
Oh, shit! Fucking Daredevil.
Charges against you are mistake.
Seriously?
I knew it.
Oh my god, Mr. Murdoch, thank you. That's amazing.
You're welcome.
Perfect.
However, Mr. Hogan,
Yes.
there is still a court of public opinion.
Shit.
How did you just do that? I'm a really good lawyer.
We're gonna need a safer place to live.
Can we just stay out here all day?
Go.
It's so crazy down there.
Wait, this one's good. Some suggest that Parker's powers include the male spider's ability to hypnotize females, which he used to seduce.
That spell was completely out of control. If I hadn't shut it down, something catastrophic could have happened.
Stephen, listen, I'm so
Call me sir.
sorry, sir.
What have you done with my machine?
Let's go.
Do you know Peter Parker, who's Spider-Man?
Yes.
Is that him?
No.
See? Okay, here's what we gotta do.
Did you guys see that?
No.
It's really dark. What's happening?
Peter, what is it? Are you in like the tingle thing? Is the tingle thing happening? Is your tingle tingling?
Peter, it's me, with Marco. You remember?
I'm Peter, but I'm not your Peter.
What do you mean you're not my Peter? What the hell is going on?
I'll explain everything, but first, can you help me stop this guy?
Okay.
You're trying to...
I hate the woods.
I like the universe, sir.
So what? Y'all just gonna stand here and act like I ain't butt-ass naked? I am. Coward. We have a new world to conquer. You make me sick. Leave me alone.
If I can fix what happened to you, then when you go back, things will be different, and you might not die fighting Spider-Man.
What do you mean fixes?
Look, our technology is advanced.
I can help you. You know, I'm something of a scientist myself. Octavius knows what I can. It's a neat trick. That sense of yours. Norman? Norman's on sabbatical, honey. The hell?
Goblin. You listen to me. You have a gift. You have power. And with great power, there must also come great responsibility.
Oh, shit.
Me? What are you doing? May, please, will you just wake up and talk to me, please? I just wish we could see Peter.
Oh, shit.
Son of Keel. Oh, you're right. I am magic. Yeah. It has to be.
Peter!
Oh, yeah!
Who the hell are you?
Huh? My Lola's asking if you could just get the cobweb there. Shit, like up there.
Thank you.
Keep doing it until we find the real one.
Ouch.
No, that's...
Okay.
Okay, you got it.
Find Peter Parker.
What's the thing on his hand?
Find Peter Parker.
Don't blue ball me. No.
Find Peter Parker.
I hope it's okay. I just came through this, just closed.
You're Peter.
Yeah.
Tingnan mo. Dumi doon.
My Lola's asking if you could clean up the webs you just shot.
Oh, sorry. Yes, of course.
I'm going to bed.
Peter!
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Peter!
We're all Peter.
Peter Parker!
Same again. We're all Peter Parker.
The computer!
Oh.
So wait, are you gonna go into battle dressed as a cool youth pastor, or?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thanks. What's that for?
It's my web fluid. It's for my web shooters. Why?
That came out of you.
Yeah. You can't do that, huh?
No? How on earth does that even? Anyway, we're getting sidetracked. This is what we're gonna do this, okay? It's ice. I promise you, I won't turn into a supervillain and try to kill you.
We'll see about that.
Okay. Packet? Yeah. That's great. All right. Ready? That was it.
Wow. That's good.
Right?
That's better.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, let's do this.
It's okay, Flint. We're gonna get you home.
I just thought you was gonna be black. Oh man, I'm sorry. I don't know. There's gotta be a black Spider-Man somewhere out there.
Goddamn it.
Are you okay? Right, I gotta find Ned and MJ. Thank you. You're in so much pain, huh?
I am.
That's his comic book suit. That's just red and blue.
Okay.
Oh shit!
Okay, I got this. You're saying that this whole place here, it's just tons of super people.
And he has been saying it for hours.
All right, tell me again. I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. There was a billionaire. He had a tin suit and he could fly, right? Okay. And then there's a really angry green man.
Hulk.
Hulk.
Yeah, you thought Lethal Protector was a shit name.
Yeah, because it is. Now, tell me again about your purple alien that loves stones. Because I tell you what, man, aliens, they do not love stones.
Eddie,
No, they do
don't
not
stop.
love stones. You know what aliens love? Eating brains. Because that's what they do, all right?
Senor, he made my family disappear.
Oh.
For 5 years.
5 years? It's a long time. Hey, maybe I should go to New York and speak to this, Spider-Man.
We are drunk. Let's go straight up.
I don't think we should skinny dip.
Sir, you have to pay the bill.
What is happening? No, we just do that. No.
No.
And there he goes.
We were on the brink of
No paying the
greatness.
bill, no tips.
Oh! Oh! Yeah, Andy. Give me that. Bring the fingerless gloves back. Yeah, give me the. Yeah. Dude, Lenny's gonna be so mad when he sees this. I'm keeping this in. Hi, Lenny. You guys want to say anything? He was in the night. Louis cried. Cried?
I hope he gets sick.
Don't test this.
the stability of space-time. The multiverse is a concept on which we know frighteningly little. Your desecration of reality will not go unpunished. It was the only way. But I never meant for any of this to happen.
Oh, shit! Oh, Miss Marvel! Dude, that was Miss Marvel. Look at that clean beard.
Wanda.
Whoa!
Highness, later you show up. I made mistakes, and people were hurt.
I'm not here to talk about Westview.
Then what are you here for?
We need your help.
With what?
What do you know about the multiverse? I'm sorry, Stephen. I hope you understand. The greatest threat to our universe is you. Things just got out of hand.
Yep. Yeah! Evil Doctor Strange! I've seen a lot of people say about this movie, run, don't walk to this movie. No. Swing to this movie, whether you got web shooters or organic webbing, because holy crap. I'm going to keep this review short because I only have a few things to say. And obviously there will be spoilers here. There are so many spoilers. We have to talk about so much stuff. For those of you who may have just found my channel through this video, I'm going to explain this in every single one of my reviews. I'm not a movie reviewer. I'm no Chris Stuckman. I'm no Rotten Tomatoes, thank God. I'm no IGN, thank God. And I'm just a Marvel fan who loves Spider-Man, who went to a Spider-Man movie wanting a great Spider-Man movie, and I got more than that. This is easily my favorite Spider-Man movie. It's probably my favorite Marvel movie of all time. Granted, it's not the best movie of all time. It's not the best Marvel movie of all time. But to me, it's the most enjoyable Marvel movie of all time. And I think if you can find a distinction between a good movie and a movie you just love, like it's just your favorite movie of all time doesn't have to be the best movie of all time. And I'm sure if you can nitpick this film and find cliches and superhero tropes and pacing issues, CGI issues, and that's great if you love reviewing movies like that. I'm not bashing that. I'm just saying, for me as a fan of comics, and as especially a fan of My Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, all three of them that we got here, I really thought this movie exceeded my expectations. So I was fortunate enough, I didn't see any leaks or rumors or anything like that until after I saw the movie, and then I started looking up all the leaked photos to see what it was all about, and my God, there were straight up spoilers of Daredevil sitting at a table, well, Matt Murdock, and the three Spider-Men just standing. And why were, like, I feel bad for people who, A, were accidentally spoiled, especially them, but then I also feel bad for the people who purposely spoiled themselves. I don't understand why you would want to spoil something like that for yourself. And I know this one guy, I'm not going to name his name because I don't want to give him publicity. He was responsible for these leaks, and I think he, in a way, is a massive, sorry if this sounds controversial, but in my opinion, that was a super shitty thing to do. I understand that people want publicity, people want clicks. Hell, I'm a content creator. Of course I love clicks and love interacting with a lot of people. But to do something like that for attention, that pisses me off. But that's a discussion for another day. I'm here. I want to talk about what I loved, because I didn't not like anything about this film. My least favorite part about this film was when it ended. And I thought for a second I would have disliked the Venom post-credit scene when Venom disappears and Venom's like, oh, we just got here. And I was like, you guys just got here. And then you see the symbiote squirming right there. And I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, I see what you guys did. I love that so much. Even the Doctor Strange post-credit scene, and even though I said it earlier, like I was spoiled this post-credit scene, it was still super unexpected because I didn't know what was in it. I just knew it was the Multiverse of Madness, whether it was a trailer and like, it was like a weird trailer and a scene thing, because I don't know, if you saw it, you saw it. Wow, but this movie, if you've watched up until this point, you know how excited my theater was. I love going to a theater with people who are excited and clap and, you know, cheer and all that. And I know some of you may not like that, and that's totally fine, and I understand. But for me, I always go premiere nights because I like that atmosphere. Because when I go to a movie like this, I don't want to just see the movie. I like the experience. I will never forget. And if you went to Avengers Endgame premiere night, tell me you did not love when your audience just cheered so hard when Cap caught that hammer and Mjolnir and said Avengers Assemble. All the people came back through the portals. Tell me that was not a moment you will never forget, whether you liked it or not, in terms of people cheering and clapping. But I think No Way Home definitely, I think, hit me on a more personal level in so many different ways. And I think it might have hit a lot of you on a personal level, because I grew up with Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man was the first Spider-Man I saw in theaters. So to see these guys come back, it was just a dream come true. And I cannot be happier with what they did with this movie. They had so much screen time, but not so much to where it overshadowed Tom's Peter, which, by the way, he came into his own this film. Tom's acting in this film is probably some of the best acting I have ever seen, like, in my life. I am genuinely blown away with the talent that everyone in this movie had, especially Tom, and especially Marissa Tomei. That line, that delivery of, with great power, there must also be great responsibility. That was so good. I was hoping that Tobey would be the one to say it, but what they did here, in my opinion, was so much more emotional and so much better, and not shoehorned and not just fan servicey. So I really like that they did this. I can't think of anything I didn't like about this film. I waited to record this portion of my video 24 hours after I saw the movie, because I know there's a honeymoon phase. There always is that, but even 24 hours later, after I've talked about everyone's thoughts that I've, saw the movie with and other people, I don't have anything that I dislike. I've never wanted to rewatch a movie like this. I mean, I love Avengers Endgame, but I can't rewatch that movie as much as I want to rewatch this movie. Like, I don't know, this was just my favorite movie of all time. I'm sorry. If you want my rating, it's an A+, 10 out of 10. And I know I've given a lot of the other movies I saw 10 out of 10 because I enjoy them. But this, I always say my ratings are not based off of like a standard scale that a lot of movie critics may review off of. Like, oh, it's a 10 out of 10 for these reasons. It's a 10 out of 10 for me because I enjoyed it and it exceeded what I wanted. That is why this movie, for me, is a 10 out of 10. It could be a 7 out of 10 for you, and that's great. I hope that you enjoyed the movie more than that. But to me, I enjoyed the movie, and it exceeded my expectations. It's a 10. I would give it an 11 out of 10 if that was mathematically possible, but it is not. I honestly think... Actually, I'll change my rating to 3 out of 3. For the 3 Spider-Man, I'll give it a 3 out of 3, because that's definitely not the same thing as a 10 out of 10. Math. There's a lot I want to talk about this movie, but if you've seen it, you know what I'm thinking. You loved it. You saw my audience reaction. You saw my reaction and heard it maybe to a lot of the other, great scenes that were in this film. And this movie was definitely the darkest and most emotional Spider-Man movie, and probably MCU movie for that matter. This movie was extremely dark. And yes, you had Infinity War, which killed half a life, but this was a much more personal film, if you're trying to... I hope you understand what I'm trying to say here. I just thought that Tom and Peter really came into his own and matured, because by the end of the film, when he's all by himself, which I think to me is what I interpret as the meaning No Way Home, not all the villains trying to get home, because they have a way home. They just don't want to go home. Peter has no way back to the life he had at the beginning of this film. That is gone. Even if he, erased everyone's memory, that's gone. There are consequences to your action. And I think that Green Goblin's line of no good deed goes unpunished really translates well in a much more metaphorical way by the end of the film, because all the good Peter has done just it consistently backfires on him no matter what he does. I mean, you have a really subtle but really powerful moment earlier on in the film when he wants to stay behind and fix the power line so people don't break him. He doesn't have to do that, but at the end of the day, they're still going to blame him for damage that he may have done before that, after that, or hell, even during that if they found out about it. So no matter what Peter does, he's just going to get knocked back down. But what I love about Peter Parker as a character, he always gets back up no matter what. There's a really famous comic book panel. You probably know what I'm talking about already. When the Daily Bugle's collapsing, everyone trashes on Peter at this point in his life. And Mary Jane is the one to basically have him stand up, and he picks up and, you know, the foundation of the building and saves lives. And I love that about Peter's character. And I don't want to end this review without talking about that epic last moment with the new and classic red and blue suit. My God, that was a perfect way to end the film. Really excited to see where this goes, because Peter's in a much different place. He really has no way home. And I think that a lot of people, maybe I just haven't been talking to enough people, but like I said earlier, I think a lot of people missed that no way home to me is not the villains. It's Peter has no way home. He has no way back to the life he had, and that's the point I'm trying to make. And I like that movies make you think beyond surface level of what you're seeing. It makes you want to care. It makes you, you know, like, wow, there were consequences throughout this trilogy. This trilogy really tied together. Peter in Homecoming is a very different Peter than he is at the end of No Way Home, and I really like that. It's character development. I also love the Easter eggs that were throughout the film. We have the Steve Ditko Easter egg, which I immediately saw. Like, that's Steve Ditko. And I wish more people in the audience might have heard that. There was a few people, but you couldn't really hear that in the phone. But that was a really good moment. There was a magazine, too. You couldn't really hear me say it in the theater. And I also don't like talking unless, you know, there's cheering going on. So I didn't really say anything. But you see a magazine of the girlfriend that Peter had in Homecoming. I forgot her name, but she's on a magazine, like a People's magazine or something. There was a few other Easter eggs. There's a book at the end of the film, not really an Easter egg, but more of like something I picked up on, where it says like GED. So did Peter not graduate high school because everyone forgot about him? So he's not enrolled in high school. He doesn't really have a home. So how does that work? So I wonder if that's going to be setting up the next trilogy of what Peter's going to be like going forward, because he might have gotten, you know, applied. Actually, he didn't get accepted into MIT. He got his friends accepted, but he didn't get accepted, so he does have to finish high school. He's gonna have to balance his life really well between Spider-Man, and again, that police radio is also such a cool nod to Peter Parker and Tobey's Spider-Man, because he used to listen to the police radio as well, and that was really, really cool. But yeah, there's a lot I failed to talk about. Oh my, how could I not talk about this? Andrew catching MJ. That is it. What a beautiful moment. Just, yes. So before I round off this video, I do want to just, per channel tradition, reveal the Spider-Man Pop Funko after going through this long and very spoiler-free journey. But yes, we got the Spider-Man No Way Home black and gold suit, which wasn't a new suit after all. It was just the underlayer of the suit we've had since the beginning, which I thought was really cool, because it kind of metaphorically goes that Peter's moving on and finding himself, you know, outside of Stark, outside of all these other Avengers, which don't even remember him anymore. And he's kind of digging deeper within. And I kind of interpreted it like that, taking the layers off of Spider-Man and, you know, really digging down to the heart that is Peter, and just looking deeper than what you see on top. And I thought that's how I interpreted it. Maybe I'm just overthinking things, but I just think that for that reason, the black and gold suit is really cool, because it's not a new suit. Nice. But yeah. So yeah, my final thoughts on this movie, although this review is kind of, you know, a cluster, it's an easy 3 out of 3 for me. It exceeded my expectations. I wasn't spoiled, so that just added to the experience. And in the future, I think this is a learning experience going forward. Maybe instead of digging to find this, you know, all the leaks and rumors and stuff, just wait for the movie, because I think the payoff of seeing it in theaters is much greater than the payoff of being spoiled on Twitter, whether it was on purpose or on accident. But beyond, you know, my final rating, the topic of spoilers, the future of Spidey, I think that this trilogy ended in a good place. This movie was phenomenal. I think it's my favorite MCU movie, probably one of my favorite movies of all time in general. And I'm really excited to see Tom Holland's Spider-Man again. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. What a ride this Spider-Man journey has been. Jesus Christ. If you guys like this, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you are new. Let me know what your favorite moment was down in the comments below. And if you want to be notified every single time I upload a new Spider-Man reaction, don't forget to hit that notification bell. And thank you to my current patrons. Your guys' support really does mean a lot. And with all that being said, I will see you guys in my next reaction to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.